My name is Nick Daniels. I was born in Waterford, Ireland during the mid-50s. My mother was a domiciliary midwife and delivered over 2,000 babies in her hometown. My father was a champion cyclist and worked his whole life at Waterford Iron Foundry. When I was 14 years old, I spent the summer in Dingle, County Kerry, where my uncle was working in the props department of a film called Ryan's Daughter. I became fascinated by the whole process of filmmaking that summer, and it persists to this day. In the early 70s, I served my time to become a refrigeration engineer, and I started my first business when I was 21 years of age. By the mid-80s, I was married with 3 children, a mortgage, and a thriving business. During the 80s and the 90s, I was a refrigeration and shop fitting contractor and a distributor for an American slush brand called Slush Puppy. On January 1st, 2000, a small group of us across Ireland and the UK started trading with our own brand, which is called Slushie. We were a new brand and unknown at that time, so it was difficult to get the big customers like cinemas to stock our products. This video was taken in 2002. It was around that time I received a life-changing phone call from Hollywood. The phone call I received was from a movie studio executive.
Yes, it is.
He asked for the number of our American office.
We don't have an office in America. We only do business.
I explained that we only did business in Ireland and the UK. He then asked if we could supply our machines and products to a movie production that was to begin filming in Atlanta, Georgia, 2 weeks later. He then mentioned that if we wished to proceed, everything would be at our cost, but that we could get some great publicity from it. I said I would be happy to travel to Atlanta myself and make sure everything ran smoothly for the crew during the filming. Within minutes of me putting down the phone, there was an email from the set decorator from Dumb and Dumberer, Murphy Avenue, Atlanta, Georgia. It was clear to me at that point that this was really happening. There followed a week of intense work and preparation, including communication with suppliers in Italy, Ireland and beyond, along with transport companies and airlines regarding the air freight of the machines. Soon after, I flew to Atlanta. The studio had arranged to have me picked up at the airport. They had also organised accommodation for me at the same hotel where the cast and crew were staying. The following morning, I drove to the convenience store set in Lithonia, where they were due to start filming our scenes. I spent the day installing and testing our machines in the shop, and also installing and testing the spare machines out the back in case anything went wrong with the ones in the shop while they were filming. All of the crew had heard the story of how the Irish guy was coming to Atlanta and came to shake hands with me. I helped the set decorator to erect the shelving in the shop. I worked with the production designer, putting up point of sale material and posters under her direction. I spent a wonderful week in Atlanta working with the cast and crew while they filmed the convenience store scenes in the movie, which was quite a lot of scenes.
Good. Yeah, I thought we handled that pretty well. These are really cold, huh? That's why you gotta drink them fast, Terry, trust me.
Pretty soon I was back in Ireland and I was busy organising promotions to coincide with the release of the movie, which was happening on June 13.
In addition, we have these wobblers. And then
Every customer who bought a slushie would receive a scratch card. We had instant wins and a big family holiday as the top prize. When the film came out, we went to see it at our local cinema. When I saw the level of product placement our brand received in the film, I was absolutely blown away by it. Pretty soon I had received calls from local and national newspapers asking about the Hollywood story. I had done many local radio interviews and I had been on the Jerry Ryan show. The story was all over the media. The Irish national TV station RTE covered the story.
Hollywood has helped an Irish soft drinks company to make its mark in the United States.
They dropped into cinemas around the world earlier in the summer. The daft humour of the Dumb and Dumber prequel was a huge hit with audiences. But it's the main character's decision to buy a flavoured ice drink and knock it back that has given the Irish company Slushy a taste of success.
We've opened up a lot of new accounts, in particular in Ireland, in cinemas.
Product placement has meant a lot for Slushy and is now seen as a mainstream way to advertise.
Good. Yeah. I thought we handled that pretty well. These are really cold, huh? That's why you gotta drink them fast, Terry. Trust me. Drink it, Harry. Come on, buddy. Drink, drink, drink. Go, Harry, go. Woohoo! Ow.
Our phones were hopping. Shops, tourist attractions, and most of all cinemas wanted to stock our products in their shops. It was pandemonium, but in a good way. Such was the positive effect on our business, I started travelling to Hollywood regularly in search of more product placements in movies, TV shows and music videos. On the advice of a friend, I became a business member of the SDSA, which is the Set Decorators Society of America. I exhibited at their events, including the annual trade show called Marketplace, where I offered our machines and products to production designers, set decorators and prop masters for use in movies, TV shows and music videos. The SDSA also produced a wonderful magazine called Set Decor. Here in the 2008 edition, showing a list of business members, Slushy is the only one not based in Hollywood. Other friends introduced me to prop houses, which are businesses who supply all kinds of props to film and TV productions. I supplied the prop houses with my machines and products, which in turn were hired out. We started to get product placements. Well, it's Wednesday, November 2nd. I'm here at Santa Monica in Los Angeles. This is my hotel room. And I have a lovely view of the ocean. Last week I was on the Jim Carrey movie, where we had 3 days of shooting scenes mainly which involved Jim Carrey going into a store and getting a slushie from a slushie machine and getting brain freeze. It was very funny.
Brain freeze. Ever get that?
I would deliver the machines and products myself to the productions, and I would be there for the filming to ensure everything worked for them. The productions always appreciated that effort on my part. I got to know crew from art departments every time I worked on a movie or TV show. The contacts I made sometimes used my products in other shows they worked on. I got to know people at the production resources departments of studios, and I visited them each time I was in Los Angeles. I travelled to LA on 27 occasions over the 7-year period. I spent a total of 56 weeks there during that period. After the first few trips, I settled into something of a routine. I stayed in the same apartment building in Marina del Rey, right beside the sea. I enjoyed cycling on Venice Beach and on the cycle path to Redondo Beach at the weekends. While the whole working in Hollywood thing sounds very exciting, the reality was different. I was on my own most of the time. I missed my family. Yesterday we delivered machines to the American Pipe production, which is in Malibu, which is out this way to the right, about 25 miles from here. Today I'm going there to see they're going to film the first scene.
You haven't heard step 5 yet.
This is some good shit. Don't enjoy it too much. We have a big practice tomorrow, you guys.
Over the following years and through the various strategies we were using in Hollywood, we succeeded in getting more product placements than we had ever dreamed possible in movies, TV shows and music videos.
We'll have a blue raspberry slushy.
So you tell him this shit.
Oh no! What the hell was that?
And now we meet a very lucky Irishman, Mick Daniels, whose company got free publicity worth millions of dollars.
It has opened my eyes to the value of a website and the fact that the internet and a website is your shop window to the world.
Mick Daniels there. And I think we can expect to see his slushy machines in action here in the US in the near future.
Welcome back now. The hit TV show Glee is watched by millions of people around the world. So to have your product used on the show every week is a bit of a coup.
Mick Daniels is the Waterford man who produces Slushy's drink. Before we speak to him, this is what it means to get slushied Glee style. Looking at the clip that's coming up on tonight's show, where they push one of your machines onto the stage. The branding is there to be seen.